Because it is important for us. For me, as a dad, as the oldest in the family, as a citizen of a city, it's important for me to fulfill what God has put in me from this generation. The gift that God has put in me, He has something He wants me to resolve for this generation. I don't know it yet, but I want to be in His feet so that He will show me, then I will resolve that problem. Every day, He keeps on renewing His breath of life. Despite my sins, despite things that I do is hidden, people cannot see. Because He keeps on giving me the breath of life, He's still giving me a chance to fulfill that mission. I want to fulfill that mission before I leave this earth. If Peter did not have any ideas when Christ called him 2,000 years ago, who will be today? People will still talking about him. I don't have any idea what God is doing in heavenly places for me. That's why I want to be in His feet. Only Him can show me what is working in the realm, in the heaven realm for my life. Only Him can open my eyes to understand my life, to understand my true identity. Only Him who puts the raw material inside of me will help me understand what I've got and how I can fix issues. Let's break it down now to Family World Ministry. We're sitting here, my sister, my brother. God has given each one of us a gift for this church. Ask yourself a question: what I got for Family World Ministry? God is waiting for you in a specific domain, in a specific spot in this church here to fulfill what He has put inside of you. Every time that we come here, we see things differently. When we leave this place here, if I stand by the door, I start asking you, what did you see today? Someone will tell me, I saw the carpet was not clean. Someone will tell me, I noticed this thing here. Someone will tell me the microphone was not good. Someone will tell me the choir, they were like, a little, not really, awake. I'm not saying you guys were not awake. Someone will tell me, I noticed my sister Tunida was wearing a red dress. We see things differently as we are here. Amen. What you see is where God is waiting for you. Sometimes it's something that kept on bothering you about this church here. God has already put a solution inside of you for it. He cannot ask you to do what He has not put inside of you. The reason He keeps on showing you that thing, because He wants you to fix it. So pray that God will open your eyes to really see it and then fix it, because it's only for your own benefit. It's not going to benefit Pastor Romero or his family. It's about you, my sister. It's about you, my brother. It's about you. It's about your life. Make sure that you can fix the things. And then, when they cannot trust us on the bigger things we see and living in life if we cannot fix the little things. How you want God to keep on blessing you when on the little things that He's asking you to do, you can't even do it. But we keep on asking for more blessing. For what? For what, my sister? For what, my brother? If on the little things we can't even fix it. For Him to give us more, let's be on duty for the little things already shown us. And then He will start giving you more responsibility, more things, We just do at the workplace. What about in the temple of God? Let's remember what I just said. Outside I was pleasing my company, but always ended up being laid off. But the work of God is not in vain. So in the effort that you make in your workplace, make the same effort, even more in the temple of God. And God will just give you more responsibility. God will open more doors for you, my sister, my brother. But if on the little things, you're not even faithful on the little things, how come He's going to have faith in you is going to believe you on the greater things. You will just continue to be baby. That's why you're going to ask yourself a question. I've been saved for 5 years, 10 years. How come I still can do this thing here? Because in the smaller things, you're not faithful. How you want God to take you to another level? Why? Let's be faithful on the little things. No matter what. Don't worry about that sister who criticized you about doing what you were doing. Don't worry about people that stayed at you at church. Don't worry about the people that offended you because you always there. You like to. Don't worry about those things, my brother and sister. Opposition will always come. People that will always have their own opinion about you. But you know what you got. You know what God has put in you. No one can take you, my brother and sister. No one can change you. So just do what God has called you to do. That's where your blessing will come. That's where the blessing of your people will come, my brothers and sisters, especially for us parents. I was talking on the phone. This is what I'm going to end today. I was talking with my mother on the phone. I'm the oldest in my family. She always calls me when there is an issue about my siblings. And she was sharing one issue with one of my siblings. And when she was done, she told me, you have to tell Michelle she needs to bow down and start praying for Glenn and Grace, because those kids raised in America, when they get the age of youth, they run so crazy. God, she said, you guys growing up in Africa, you guys didn't have all those issues, but your siblings here, every day I'm just bowing on my knee because God, my kids, I don't know what this life is taking them. That's what my mother was telling me. You may be a parent here, or a big sister, or a big brother. You might neglect it. Some of us, we neglect it like, oh, yeah, it happened to that family. It will not happen to my family. You don't know. You really don't know. But the work that you will do for God, God will even spare your children. God will remember you for your work. I may educate my kids to be responsibly correct, not to act bad in front of people. When you see Uncle Cliff say, good morning, Uncle, I may teach them the right way, but the environment that they live, the school that they attend, will always have another agenda, opinion in their life that I will not be able to control. But the God that I'm serving is the God of unseen things. He is the only one who can fix my kids, even when I am not there. But God is there. God sees what they are doing. God is able to take them. Hey boy, this is not your place here. Go back home. Go home. Hey boy, hey, this is not, those kind of book is not for you. You will not raise this way here. Close the book. God will be able to do it. So if I feel myself, I'm already successful, life is rolling, but I don't want to be selfish. Let me serve then for my children. Let me serve for other people. Because God will do where my hands. God will be able to reach my hands where I'm not there and then protect my children. Protect what they are doing. Face all this issue. When my mother told me, tell Michelle to, to just bow down and hear praying, God protect Glenn and Grace, they become, they're being, how you call puberty? Is it puberty? Adolescent? Yeah. So adolescent, you say pray for them that they may not make this, because at school everything is there. Oh, she was crying. I'm like, I said, Mama, we can control these things here, but the only way to control it is with God. Only God can do it. You as a parent, you have limitation. Only God. So pray that God will open. When God opens your eyes, as a parent, you will be able to see what your children, they are doing. God is able to open your eyes, I'm telling you. You call your kids, you tell him son, God has been talking to me. Something is not right in your life. God has been showing me. I'm telling you the truth. The God that we serve is the God of impossible. He will open your eyes. He will show you what your kids are doing behind closed doors. He will show you if your kids at home, the one they say, good morning, uncle, good morning, if they do the same thing at school. Maybe at home they say, good morning, uncle, but as soon as they get to school, they put the sack pants here. They change. You don't have any idea. You might think that your kids, they're good kids. Oh, my kids, they're cool. My kids, they're good. You don't have any idea. They're just cool when you bring them at church or at home. When they're at school with their friends, their homies, you don't know what they do. So start now investing in the kingdom for your children. Start now investing in the kingdom for your siblings. You know, you are a big sister, you have a sister, you have a little brother. Start now investing. It's for your own good. Because we all will pay the price for it. People will have a perception of Michelle and I, even from our kids.
Yes.
We might think we do everything right, but one day you will not have any idea. In the body, people, they are calling us names. Are they really us? They say, oh, because your son every time over there, the way he run his mouth, oh, they just got it from their parents. But no, we don't talk that way. He learned it from other places. You don't, people that perceive us differently, my brothers and sisters. So now spending time just with work, or seeking things of earthly things that will perish. Let's be conscious about the families, about our children, about our siblings, about the things around us. Amen. That was my